We are on, man. Hey, what's up? It's your guy Dawson from Dawson Dawson TV. Say what's up to everybody, ladies.
Hello.
Peace, peace, please, peace.
Yeah, we have been having some awesome conversations on here, but now we're going to get into something that just happened earlier this morning. The Baltimore Ravens announced that the termination of Ray Rice's contract on Monday, just hours after TMZ released a disturbing video footage showing him punching then fiancee Janny Palmer in February, which this should have happened in February. I don't know why we waited this long, but the video was leaked, so that's why he is gone. The Ravens' decision to cut Rice was followed by an announcement by the National Football League that he has been suspended indefinitely. Let me tell y'all something. The National Football League is not playing. They are taking people out left and right with this type of behavior. So what do you ladies think about that? Because I saw the video, the full video, and I think you saw it as well. What do you think about that?
They did the right thing, but on the second scale, well, no man should hit a woman. I don't care. Everybody keeps saying, well, she probably hit him. I don't care. No strong football player should hit a lady. But after that, she still married him, and that's the part I don't get. And from looking at the video, this doesn't seem like this was his first time either.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dawson and Denise, I'm very disappointed. I actually couldn't watch the video. I saw the freeze frame, and that was enough because I saw how, you know, it showed her in a like precarious position, so I didn't even want to press play when I saw it. But I did read the article, so I know what happened, and I'm just so, again, I couldn't even watch the video. That kind of violence, it's too much for me, and I am more of a sensitive person because even when I'm actually watching the NFL, if I hear the helmets clash or, you know, crack, I like turn my head away. And so, to be honest, ever since these players have been having these concussions, I keep having this love-hate relationship with football, and I know a lot of people do because it is so violent. And to see the violence off the field, and apparently this happens a lot with athletes, and just, you know, again, it's related to some of maybe the issues they have when they're younger and they don't work out those anger issues. So I'm really disappointed because that guy's got some guns. He got some guns.
Even what you just said, Zahara, the concussions that they keep suffering. This will trigger stuff in your brain, have you depressed, have all type of things ticking that you don't even know what's going on with yourself.
Yeah.
And thank God that all we're doing is seeing him being suspended because he could have been brought up on murder charges. This lady head looked like it hit the rail.
It is.
And that she was knocked out cold.
Yeah, and let's talk about this lady because there's so many women in her position, Janny Rice. She said on March 23rd, 2014, I guess she tweeted this at Ravens. Janny Rice says she deeply regrets her role that she played the night of the incident. I don't care what role you play. That nobody deserves to get hit like that. I don't care what it is.
That's a battered woman syndrome right there. If you look, they blame themselves for some of the. So of course, so that validates my point right there. I don't think this was her first time being hit by him.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, you know, we've read stories like this, and we've heard stories of athletes, of entertainers who, you know, I don't know Ray Rice's background, but you know, a lot of these guys in the NFL, boxing, basketball, acting, music, rap, all this, you know, firefighters, police, whatever. Some of these people come from hard backgrounds. And sometimes when you have made it, just because you have a talent, you know, I've heard Paula White say, don't let your talent take you where your attitude and your integrity can't keep you. And many times when you have a person who is talented at being a speaker or being a football player, a basketball player, or an actor, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have it on, you know, with their attitude, with discipline, with, you know, having more character and being temperamental and, you know, handling their anger. In this situation, we see he did not have that, even if this was his fiance at the time, now his wife. So what do you ladies say about that to the people that so many people in the spotlight look up to just because these people are on the NFL, the NBA, or they're a rapper or a basketball player or a politician, we think that they should have it together when in actuality, that's not true.
But then that's just like too with the family member, either whenever they're on drugs or you can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves, and that kind of hurts to see that even after we see this, she's still marrying him.
You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right, and I feel the same way about everything that that is going on with this particular case. I just hope that we get something where in place where these guys get the help they need, because a lot of these guys are doing stuff like this. They are really, they're going off the deep edge because they can't control their anger. They
And
can't
that's the only
control.
person they can take it out on, someone at home that they do feel more powerful over or whatever.
Exactly, but even with Josh Gordon from the Cleveland Browns, with his situation, people were saying he had issues with drugs and all that kind of stuff and alcohol, and that they wanted Cleveland Browns, they wanted them to come and kind of be like a brother team to rally around him to get him back on the right track. But I mean, it's one thing to try to help somebody who wants help. And then it's another thing when people, because sometimes, like I said, a lot of these guys come from impoverished areas. They're coming from the hood. They're coming from the project. And right now you're throwing millions of dollars at them with that same mentality. The
That's
same.
another. Do you care about our boys, or do you care that they run up and down the field for you? What do the organization? What is the organization caring about? And
We,
this,
but we know that. That's what a lot of, even in high school. I mean, when you got a football player that can play, people are taking tests for him, helping him pass. Teachers, they want them to win for the school spirit, and that still happens in college. I'm not saying all athletes are like that. And even on the scale that the NBA, NFL, and all that stuff on now, we still have people who say, you're talented, we want to get you to help. Yeah, they'll try to, but then again, it comes up to that particular player to say, you know what? I got to turn things around for myself. And sometimes you don't get that when you making millions of dollars and you trying to help your homeboys back in the project, your family
yes,
members.
everybody tells you yes to whatever. So no, you don't see a problem. And I guarantee you, if that tape was not leaked and we saw that with our own two eyes, he would have just been out those 2 games and everything would have went on like nothing ever happened. But because we see it, they have to do something.
They have to. They have to. I'm just really at a loss. Z Marie, you're quiet over there. Go ahead and unleash the beast.
My mind won't stop thinking. Yes, I think that the NFL definitely is not as classy as the NBA in so many ways, and I know what I'm talking about because I love sports. So that alone is something the NFL need to work on their basically PR. But the other thing is, I do think that the NFL is a business, and from a business standpoint, they probably feel like us giving this guy a suspension before the video came out, because right now they have to, like Denise said, but they probably thought this is not going to change this man. They've seen it too many times, and it's the same problem. This is why it's an inside job for us black people, because it's the same problem, and you don't even want to know what I really think about racism. So don't think I'm giving white people or people of power a pass. But the NFL has the same problem that the police has. They done seen so much negative stuff happen on the streets that they think all of these guys, or so many of these guys, are just going to be the same. So they don't know who to shoot, who not to shoot, blah, blah, blah. And so the NFL, they done seen this time and time again. They know that just giving this, hitting this guy pocket or suspending him for 2 games is not going to change anything. It's just, again, I could go on and on with my analogies. The teacher, what can the teacher do? What you want her to do? Come home with you and raise the child? I mean, at some point, we got to take our family back and say, let me raise a better son, or let me find somebody who can. My mentor always says, these boys, these women don't realize their sons need to be with a father. If the father is around and capable and he's okay, don't try to micromanage that father. Let them boys go with their father. My mentor is a big proponent of that. So at some point, it can't be, don't make me cry. It can't be the NFL. It can't be other people. We got to start taking care of ourselves.
And that's
Yes.
what I told my kids' father. I said if they were boys, I would have given them to you without any question. But because they are girls, they're here with me, you know what I mean? Or whatever, and we share,
Hmm.
you know, our custody. But if they were boys, dog, they would be gone. And I would see them on the weekends because I can't raise a boy into a man.
Exactly. And I think that's something in our community that has been talked about, that we see. Yeah, that's something in our community that has been talked about a lot, but we see men need men. And we don't like to say that. People say I could do it all by myself. I am blessed that I have a father. And my brother, my younger brother, is blessed that he's not our biological father, but he came in and took the stead and really raised us. The things that I am able to do now, in life is because I had that. And before he came into my mother's life, I had awesome leaders in the church, Pastor Richardson, Pastor Seymour, people like that, men who took us camping, who told us certain things about being a man, who it helped me because I had that in my life. And now because, I know with things with people molesting kids and stuff, people don't want their kids around nobody. They just want their kids to be with them, which I can understand that. But I mean, if you can get your child around a person who you can do a background check on, know they're good, all this kind of stuff, have a good rapport with, and they're a good, awesome male role model. 500 role model down here in Miami. A lot of my clients, those men are background screened everything, and they're basically chaperoned when they go off with kids or take them certain places. I get some of my kids in those programs because I understand that men, young boys, need to see men. They need to see men handling business, taking care of themselves. Hell, even with hygiene, how to take care of yourself. Some of my clients, young boys, don't even know how to keep their hygiene up. And it's just simple stuff like that that you need them. Sometimes you need a man to talk to you about that. So definitely, I agree with what you ladies are saying. I'm saddened by the fact that, this happened to his fiance. Definitely, even though he's out of the NFL, hopefully he gets the help that he needs because, like you said, Denise.
I would love to hear from her and ask her why did she even go on with the marriage?
But why other women go on with it? This is a common thing. Yeah, I mean, there are so many women who get abused, and men too, but mostly women who stay there. He was getting money,
I,
millions of dollars.
I can hear. I bet divorce is next. Because now I have no reason to even be here. You
But
ain't getting.
wouldn't But here's what people were saying. Would that make him more angry with her that it was leaking if he has this anger problem? What was that?
Hear you. I don't know if you're coming out. You're coming in low.
You hear me now?
A
Can you hear
little
me?
better.
Okay. I don't know what it is. It does that sometime with this. But I just don't know, where do we go from here? What would you say to that? Because there are a lot of women who stick around because of a money factor or this guy is a celebrity.
Right. And now that has been stripped. Now what?
Now what? Exactly. So I agree with everything you ladies said, and hopefully, like I said, the NBA, they're not playing now. They are really taking action.
The ones that don't have the fathers in their lives or brothers, because I'm telling you, you're not gonna hit someone who fathers love them. It's just, anyways, we're only gonna do 10 minutes of this, but
Exactly. We were only going to do 10 minutes and just stay on this topic, but as you can see, it was a hot topic. Go ahead, Zara.
The last thing I want to say, Dawson, and I mean this, I wish, and I don't want to strike a chord of more violence, so I want to be very careful, but I wish this young lady's brothers, cousins, any man that know her, went to that man's house, knocked on his door, and said, I wish you would touch her again. Not only that, got her out of there and let her live somewhere for a little bit while he gets some counseling. I wish that any civil rights leader, Al Sharpton is one, would talk about this. And Al Sharpton, actually, I did see, oh no, that was a statement about the other thing that's going on in the NBA. So anyway, I don't know if Al Sharpton talked about this NFL situation, but I would like to see as much protest, just like when Renisha McBride died at the hands of police officers. I would like to see somebody get pissed off about what happens to Black women. I like to see somebody get pissed off about Black women just being single and not being able to find a lot of quality men. I'm pissed off. I have so many beautiful friend girls who deserve a mate because we all do. I'm mad. I'm very mad, and I try to do whatever I can to show them love. So I need to do my part, and I would love to see there be all of this noise about this, because what we saw in that elevator is close to as monstrous as some of these other things that we see and we protest about.
Exactly. But most of the time, the men will isolate the women so they don't have the cousins, or they don't have the brothers, or they don't have the backing to even come, because you spent all those years turning your back on those people because that's what he wanted you to do. You know what I mean? It's just.
I want to let Black women know I care about you. I think you the hottest thing going. I love you. Black women, love yourselves. Black people, everybody, love yourselves, please.
Yeah.
No marriage after that.
Yeah, that's what I would say to everybody too. Love yourself. What's done is done. I hope he gets the help he needs, and so does she. And that it's a lesson that's learned throughout the NFL and throughout other sports and throughout life, man. If the situation is that bad where you got to start fighting people, then you know it's time to go. If you living with somebody, and like I tell kids who are like over 18 and 19 and, you know, some 20 and maybe 30 still living with their parents, how do I know it's time for me to leave? When you start getting ready to arguing and going back and forth, and when it's about to get, not that it always gets physical, but when it start hitting heads, that's when it's time to go. You're a grown person. Get out the house. Get on your own. Do your own thing. That's when you know it's time to go. So until next time, I'm your guy Dawson. Thank you, Denise. See Marie.
See Marie.
Say goodbye to the people.
Love yourself and others.
Thank you, Dawson and Denise, for always keeping it so real. Edutainment.
Exactly. Y'all love yourself. Take care of yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. Peace.